Hi and welcome to CNC Square 1. This video follows on from my previous video that showed the machine homing. I'm now going to show you how you do that using the universal Gcode sender. Now at the moment this is the only way that I can record the screen, so apologies for that. I've got the camera pointing at the screen. But basically, once you've got universal Gcode sender open, you then click this open button and that opens up communications with your X Pro. Now you'll see that up here there's a red alarm notice. That's to tell you that the machine doesn't know where the router position is. It has no idea where it is, so if you were to send any manual commands, you could quite easily crash into a limit, and that's just alerting you to that fact. This here that came up when you connected to the X Pro is your gerbil settings. These settings are actually in the Ooznest manual, and one thing that I would like to mention, every now and again I keep coming back to the machine and it doesn't work, and so far every time it has been one of these acceleration numbers here has gone back to 0. I have no idea why. Nobody seems to be able to say why, it just does it. So basically in your Ooznest manual, or if you take a copy of these, mine are set to 50 millimeters a second, and say it was my y-axis that had gone back to 0, you basically type in here $121 equals 50, enter, and that's back to normal again, and the machine should work as it usually does. Just thought I'd mention that. So back to homing. So it's just the alarm state's there, and what you can do is you push the homing button, and probably here my machine is now homing itself. Just let it finish. Okay, so now my machine is right at the homing position. It will always be the same every single time. Now what you can do now is you can reset your zeros so that your work position is 0, 0, 0. So if I was to move the machine 100 millimeters that way and 100 millimeters that way, and then press return to 0, it would come straight back to the homing position. I wouldn't have to home it again, it would just come back to the 0 position. Your 0 position, you could set it anywhere you want. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to home it to my homing position, and then I'm going to have a specific distance away from the home. For me it's probably going to be 15 centimeters along the x-axis and maybe 5 centimeters along the y-axis, just to get my router bit onto the spoil board. Probably will be a video of me doing that sometime, but for now I just wanted to show you universal Gcode sender and how to home and reset your zeros. Now a couple more things that you do. You don't have to home it. If I'll just shut down the program and reopen it. Right, if I open communications again, it's in the alarm state. Now I can, if I know exactly where my router bit is because I can see it, and I think, well, I don't need to home it, I just want to move it, you know. What I can do is I can do a soft reset and then unlock it. Now the alarm has gone away, and basically I can move the machine. I can move the machine 100 millimeters on the x-axis, which it just did, without having to home it, but basically the machine doesn't actually know where it is. So what I could do is I could move my machine to a certain position, and now I could reset my 0, and I could be like, right, that's where my 0 is. Didn't have to home it, but that's where I want 0 to be now for this particular piece of work. Okay, so I did just show you a little bit without explaining, so now I'll just explain what it is. Here is your X and Y step size. What actually means is, I don't know why it says step size. Basically that's 100 millimeters. So if I click Y plus, that will move my y-axis away from me 100 millimeters. If I pressed Y minus, it would bring me the y-axis closer to me 100 millimeters. Same for plus X and minus X. Plus X would move it to the right 100 millimeters, and that would move it to the left 100 millimeters. And your Z-axis has its own number here. At the moment I've got it set to 2. So Z plus means it moves your Z-axis up by that number, which is 2 millimeters, and Z minus is it moves it down 2 millimeters. Fairly self-explanatory. I just thought I'd mention it. So that's about it for now. Please look out for other videos. Click subscribe, and then you'll automatically get notifications when I do upload new videos. And see you again.